Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again from our random rant. And today's random rant is about car salesmen and the dealerships and just the whole scammy feeling of all that shit. It's just, I don't get it. I worked that gig for a little while and it was the second worst job I ever had for feeling like you're just taking advantage of people. The worst job I ever had was telemarketing, trying to give people discovery cards. And I would get people on the phone who clearly were on fixed income, had no money, Social Security, whatever, had trouble. The one lady I remember, which I quit my job over, she had basically had said how she'd gotten in trouble. She bought a bunch of stuff on credit cards. Her kids had to bail her out. It was a big fight, and she doesn't need it, because she can't not be trusted with it. And I wished her well, and I hung up the phone. And the supervisor came out, because of course they listen to your calls, because apparently they can't do the job, but they can listen to you do your job. So, and she started yelling about how there's no cost to it, just don't use it, and there's no fees, and you got to tell them this and tell them that. And I'm like, this person said they're bad at this, said they don't need it, they can't be trusted with it, and I'm not doing it. And I just got up, logged my computer out, and walked out the door. Didn't even, for my last check, nothing. That money felt so dirty. Second close to that was selling cars, which I did my best trying to talk people out of things they didn't need and talk them into stuff that made more sense for them. But the dealership owner was just a swarmy bastard, and I couldn't handle it. I was way back before the towers came down. I was actually working there at the time when the towers came down. That's the job I had, and those are the two worst jobs I ever had in my life. And I've done some awful, I cleaned up animal shit for a living and felt cleaner than I did at either one of those two jobs. But went looking for cars again. Wife has no idea what she wants, and that's not on the salesman thing, but they're just so fucking swarmy and so shitty. And just, I know there's a routine. I was trained in those classes. I went and paid, well, actually the dealership paid, but for all these classes we take to learn how to get the art of the sale and the close and da-da-da, and no matter what, there's never a no. It's just figure out what you need to do to solve this, so on and so forth. And I understand shit, so it makes it hard for me. We looked for cars before, and I get so pissed off, I walk out. And this time I'm like, I'm just gonna bite my tongue. I'm gonna let her do as much of the talking as she can do. And the guys just instantly keep trying to talk to me because I'm the guy, and I'm like, fuck you. This is her car. You need to talk to her. Like, stop showing the disrespect here of this crap. Like, talk to her. Like, I have my shit. I love what I drive. Like, my truck's about to blow up, but I still like my truck. I know what I'm getting next. So it's her I need to be talked to. But one of the guys was just like talking about how he's drinking and driving and stuff, and talking shit about other salesmen there and how dumb they are and da-da-da, and just like, think you're bonding with me over like you being a drunk driver that could kill me when I'm on the road on my motorcycle? Like, this is a selling point for you? Like, what the hell's wrong with you dumb idiots? But a lot of this bullshit of just, I don't know, awfulness. He needed a photocopy of a driver's license so that she could test drive a Jeep, which is fine. I understand, no big deal. And then brought that paper with him, and then climbed the back seat of the Jeep at the two-door, which was hilarious watching this, 6'2" dude climb the back of a Jeep. It was pretty funny. So he crawls in the back of the Jeep, and then basically as we got done, my wife drove for a little while, and then we decided to go look at something else on the back side of the lot. So we jumped back in the Jeep again. I jumped in the back seat because I wanted to see what else we'd like, because if we buy this Jeep, I don't think we'll use the back seat much, but if I do have to put some friends back there, I at least want to know what it's like. So climbed back in there, and right there's my wife's driver's license photocopy paper with all our information on it, which, again, it's a driver's license, not the end of the world, but I don't want just the random next person that either buys a Jeep or the next person that test drives a Jeep to have her copy of her driver's license. Like, that's a little fucked up. So I folded it up, stuck it in my pocket, and I'm like, that should have been left in the dealership. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it should have been filed away, and when we're done, either shred it or whatever. But that was annoying. But this guy's just like, he's a real douchebag type thing. He's like, what we gotta do to get you in this, and what kind of payments you want? I'm like, we don't need payments, we're just gonna write a check for it. Like, it's not a big deal there, kind of thing, and whatnot. And there's just a lot of that. We ended up in another dealership that she was looking at the car, and a lot of it is if she feels she can see out of it, because she's very short-legged, and so by the time she'd see all the way forward, she can reach the pedals and stuff, and how the steering wheel fits on her and whatnot. And a lot of the cars she can tell she doesn't even want forcing drives. Like, don't even start it, don't nothing. Just sits in it, adjusts the mirrors, and goes, no, I can't really see. When I turn my head to look out that window, all I see is headrest and whatever, side bags and all the pillars and stuff. I can't see out it. I don't feel comfortable in it. And then one of them, we're getting out of the car. She's in the car. And so what do you think? She goes, I don't feel comfortable in it. She's like, I don't feel like I can reach the pedals well. The steering wheel doesn't telescope and stuff and blah, blah. And I don't feel like I can see out of it at all. Like I feel like it's just, the whole thing's a blind spot. And I don't feel like I can reach the pedals very good. And as she climbs out, the salesman, which made me actually laughed out loud. It's like, what the fuck? Are you just dumb? And I'm assuming a new guy, morbidly obese, looked like he was new at the salesman game, and he had a couple lines they taught him what to say. He goes, well, aside from those two things, what else would stop you from buying this car? And I go, just safety and comfort. I'm like, she's saying she can't drive the car and she can't see out of the car to be safe. But yeah, aside from those two things, so yeah, just take out the headrest and redo the pillars in the back, and then put a telescoping like pedals on it at least, or a telescoping steering wheel. And then yeah, we'll look at buying the car. Like, aside from those two things, what would stop you from buying the car? Like, those two things were solved by you asking that question. You fucking idiot. And I understand. I was taught those lines too. Well, aside from that, what would it take to get you in this car today? I taught that shit. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. And luckily, I didn't need to push people into things to the point I actually tried talking people out of buying stuff. I remember one of the guys like, what truck would you get? I said, I wouldn't. I keep the damn truck you got. Like, your truck you got is nice, like perfectly fine, and you're trying to upgrade basically to like a brand new truck for no reason because your truck is fine. He's like, well, yeah, but I'm getting married and I don't think my wife's gonna let me get a new truck. She got a new truck every year, so he usually bought base model trucks. He didn't care, but he goes, she's probably gonna make me keep this for 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, and I want to have a fully loaded, like Laramie package instead of the base model. He was training a new Dodge truck in on a holdover model Ford, so it was really hard to make the deal. That was a weird one for me because I'm trading a truck in that's newer than the truck I'm selling, and they're both brand new with warranty. So that was a strange one. But he went from a base model Dodge to a fully loaded Ford, and it was a nice, beautiful truck when he got it. It was stunning. But I'm like doing everything I can to like have him not buy it. And I asked him, I said, what, you're like, he was 3.5 hours away. And I was like, why are you here? Like, you live up there. He goes, my father-in-law to be said this place did him good. Like 20 years ago, he bought one new car. He said they treat him right. He told me I had to come here and at least give you guys a try. And I laughed. I'm like, okay, so what? And he goes, the fact that you told me the very first meeting was, don't make this deal. This is stupid. Keep your Dodge and don't buy a new Ford, made me realize that you were honest about it. And I didn't feel like I was being scammed by a salesman. That's why I kept dealing with you. And I'm like, shit, okay. So it can work for you. So I did have that experience. But we ended up at the one of the dealerships. We talked to the guy, drove the truck, nice enough guy, super nice. A few salesmen were not. We dealt with probably, I don't know, half a dozen salesmen, probably 7 salesmen. 4 were shit. Well, 1 was incompetent, 4 were shit, and 3 were great. It's like they were nice. Didn't have anything we wanted at the time. So we couldn't buy anything they didn't have. She didn't want what they were selling. So we went to one of them, dude's super nice. We drove the truck, she liked the truck. Didn't have the color she wanted in stock and stuff. So we had to see about ordering one, whatever stuff. So they went in to see if they could find one. I walked over, looked at some other cars on the side lot, and then came back in. We were talking a little bit, and he's like, well, we might have this over here. And they had one in the right color, but it had like a blackout package and shit. It's like $3,000 to put black over top of the chrome. And I'm like, I'm not paying $3,000 for that. So I got some vinyl in the garage. I can do that myself if I wanted to do that. But no, I'm not paying $3,000 for that kind of thing. And Kara's expecting, like, we say, well, we'll just take the $3,000 off, which ain't how shit works anymore either. So that ain't gonna matter. Those days are long gone. But as he was like figuring this out, he like summons, I don't know if he summons over the sales manager or if the sales manager just came over because that's part of the rules. I don't know. But this new dude shows up who's just swarmy as fuck, man. He just total douchebag. Like, oh, I got this here, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I'm so into the manager and stuff. And I'm like, and I understand, we used to do that shit also when I was in sales. If you think you're losing them, post turned over to the new guy, or to the closer. The guy's been here for 25 years and knows all the tricks, and people can't say no to Bill. Bill's our closer. So, and he was just like, look at this truck. He's like, oh, well, this thing's fully loaded. I don't think I've ever seen one with this much options on it. This thing's nice. We're running out of time to get them this year and stuff. And, it's even got this. It's even got that. And I go, yeah, it's all listed right there on the display. Like, clearly everything you're talking about, the one we want has that also. He said it doesn't have that $3,000 package putting black stickers over top of the chrome. And he's like, oh, but this got this too. I was like, again, didn't even listen to what I said, but it was that just, God damn it. Like, how can we be this far into this? That was a long time ago when I was taught these trades. How could people still fall for this shit? Like, how do people still buy cars from these damn people? How do people put up this? If this shit didn't work, they wouldn't keep selling cars this way. But because The way our government's set up, I can't go to Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Nissan. I can't go to them directly and buy it. I have to go to the dealerships. There's bullshit laws that the government put in place. You have to have the actual dealerships locations. Those salesmen have to have swarmy programs, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, just give me a spot, set up one of every kind of car you have and the manufacturer makes. Have people there. You can schedule test drives. Test drive the car for your 3 to 10 miles, whatever the hell your test drive course is going to be. And then if you have any other questions, go to Google, go online, look it up, whatever. But then just let me order this shit. Let me just punch it in the computer. Let me order it, and I don't have to deal with these people. And part of the problem is we're going to start arguing and hassling over price and dickering back and forth and bickering and back and forth. And then I'm going to feel like you took advantage of me, and I'm going to feel like you screwed me over on the price, because I'm going to find out 3 weeks later that Jimmy across the street bought the exact same car for $1,000 less, and So I'm going to feel you ripped me off. So now when I go back and want to get service done, or need to get things taken care of with the dealership, recall, work, whatever needs to be done, I now feel like it's an adversarial experience between the two of us. Like, before we could have just like, hey, the price is $50,000, out the door, tax and license, da-da-da-da, here you go. There's no haggles, no hassle. Saturn did it right way back in the day. And then Saturn went out of business, sadly. But I'm just like, stop taking advantage of me. Like, mark up the price, whatever the car needs to be to make the dealership money, and don't have it. The more they can screw me out of money, the more commission he makes. Because that just becomes, it's an adversarial relationship, man. It just makes it suck. So I'm getting ready to drop $50,000 to $100,000 on a vehicle. And I feel like we both won. Like, you helped get me the best deal that fit my best needs, not you helped get me the deal that made you the most commission. And that's the thing I want to get away from so bad, and I can't seem to get away from that shit at all anywhere. And I'm just so over it. And then I try and buy some used shit, and like on Facebook Marketplace and stuff, I reach out to somebody. I'm like, hey, can I come look at your car tomorrow? And then they're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, it'll be just after noon, shortly. Like, I got an appointment. I got busy until noon. So right after that, I'll get a hold of you, come look at it. And then 12:03, I'm texting them up like, hey, I want to come see this thing. I need your address. I want to come see it. And then 5 o'clock, I'm still like, I send my fifth text like every hour. Like, hey man, where you at? I want to come see this car still. And no response at all. And I'm like, what the hell? And the one whom I love, I sent 5 texts in the day. We talked the day before. He texts back saying, yeah, I know we have an appointment to look at this car tomorrow. And reached out to him all day, nothing. I look online, he's lowered the price $1,000 now. So he's reduced the price $1,000, but won't even answer my text so I can come look at the car and buy the damn car. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it makes no sense. People are absolutely crazy, but that's the world we live in, I guess. And I don't know how I'm supposed to figure it out. My wife would just pick out a damn car. I could just go order one and buy it, and I'll fly to Minnesota if I find a good dealership that makes me a deal. I don't care, and drive the damn thing home. Or I'll happily pay an extra $1,000 for a dealership right here in town, $2,000, I don't care. I'll pay a little extra money if it's just an honest, just be a decent person and just sell me the car. Don't try and swindle me out of shit. Don't try and upsell me on this crap. And it's got wireless car charging. Who sold everything? Nobody gives a shit. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Actually, hopefully not tomorrow. Hopefully I don't have a rant for a while. But anyway, talk to you guys soon. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.